Thoralf, what are we doing today?
Today, we're gonna resume our very successful format. 5 cards you didn't know were expensive.
You can't just decide it's successful.
It was
I
very
guess you look at
successful.
the videos. Yeah, people liked it.
I was in the video.
It's so much so that that's why I'm here. I want some of that money you're getting, Adam.
In fact, it's so successful. Adam drove away with his millions of card money.
No, actually, so what we're doing today is you've got 5 cards that people might have at home.
Yeah,
a lot of them are
cards.
commons.
Exactly, commons, rares, something you didn't know is worth something, a little bit, even way more.
I want to find things surprisingly expensive.
You can have a lot of expensive stuff in the value of many commons, or maybe some rares that you put in your box and never saw.
Yeah, because there's more commons than rares. So you might have 6 €2 commons, like you could have 1 €12 rare.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of €12 rares, how convenient, we'll go with number 5. Nature's Will.
This one is you sell €12. Nature's Will. I've never seen this card played before.
Yeah, many people haven't.
You know what? If I went through my bulk rares and found this, I would just keep on looking through my bulk rares. I would not stop at this one.
That's the point. If you look at those and you think like, wow, this is not really good, because I mean it's a bit niche, you know. Obviously, as all of you know, and you probably also know, where's this card good?
EDH.
Commander, correct. People have been finding out they're getting a lot of mana with a lot of creatures very good, right?
I feel like there's better ways to create a lot of mana than this.
It depends. Like, imagine you attack with 5 creatures, right? And then you have 5 lands. So all of a sudden you generate 25 mana, which you have to use.
You have to use the instant speed.
Exactly.
Right? Because if you start floating it when you deal damage, it doesn't go into your main phase.
No, but you can use it to pump something, to play instants, whatever, right? It's just a very
I guess
good
it's because they didn't
build-around.
print it very often, right?
I think it's printed like this.
Just this one.
Yes.
This one card. Oh my god, it's so...
Which is also a reason why people don't know about it or forget about it. Like you have to actually see it once and then you know it's there. But if it's not reprinted in any Commander product or
you have to play against someone who's tapping on your lands and then playing into your counter spells and you can't. Okay.
So I'm gonna tell you now, if you want this, get it.
Nature's Will. Well, that was surprisingly expensive.
All right, number 4.
Let's do this again.
Cabal Ritual.
I mean, I know this is a very played card. I didn't know this is a common. How expensive is this?
It's a common. It also has at least 1, 2 reprints.
Played in Legacy.
Yeah, it has like the Legacy stuff, but it's not very well printed. And this common is worth about €4. So that means if you played back then, or like you have them, you buy a collection, or you have some friends who have this lying around.
Also of note, the €4 is probably the 30-day price average, which means that some of them are sold more if they're in better quality, because this is an old card. A lot of them laying around are pretty beaten up. I know my old tournament cards laid out in the rain for a while.
Exactly, and I mean, let's be honest, if you have quite some idea about Magic, you look at this card and you say, I know what this is for, right?
Yeah.
I mean, then you can assume maybe it's worth like €1, but if you find some of those and they're worth €4, that's...
It's a €4 common, that's quite good. That was reprinted recently. €4 card, €4 common. Consider me surprised.
All right, number 3. So this you know, the card.
Yeah, everyone knows Otawara. I've cast many Otawaras.
Yeah,
it's not Boseiju.
It's so recent. It's so like prominent, right? But what do you think it's worth now?
So Boseiju's like, I'm saying this off the top of my head, like 25, maybe €30.
Yeah, Boseiju.
This one is like the little brother, the less popular twin. I don't know, €8?
This is what it was worth like a few months ago. Now it's 12 and rising.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I tell you, if you look at this card, the accessibility and the flexibility is outstanding. It's incredible what this card can do.
I guess anywhere you would play an island, you can just easily swap one of them for this.
Any commander, any constructed, anything, really. It's like, if you have a problem with something that restricts your combo deck, you bounce it.
In Commander, this costs 3.
Well, if you have your commander, yeah.
Yeah.
But also sometimes it just costs 3 or less because you have some, like if you play Boral, for example, or Sai, or whatever, all of those.
If you play Boral, it costs 2. No, it doesn't, because it's channeling.
Yes.
But yeah, actually, you know what? Keith, hang on to your Otawaras then. If you thought they were sticking around for €5-6 and they're actually 15.
Yeah, and this is something I've talked with Adam about in the first thing. This card is highly restricted to a place and a time because it references a thing in Kamigawa. So the reprint value is super low in percentage.
They can't easily put an Otawara in Ravnica because it won't make any sense.
Yeah, so the way that this card might be reprinted is some form of commander set or whatever. But besides that, if they don't specifically go back to this playing again and want to reprint this land, it's not coming
So it's
back.
the type of card that would hold its value. That is a good tip.
Yeah.
I am pleasantly surprised here. I am not disappointed.
Number 2,
Okay,
my favorite one.
your favorite one.
Yeah, so you have those master sets, right?
Yes.
And you drafted them fairly recently. Like you drafted the Kamigawa set, but you drafted them. And you know, like master sets have some very expensive rares and mythics, right?
Yeah, that's
and
the
that's
point.
what you're looking for. Some uncommons also as well. But, and now I present you the token from Masters 25.
Where did you even find this?
That's
Kobolds of Care Keep.
It's from the land that makes kobolds. Remember, like each booster has one of those tokens, right?
But there's tokens at different rarities, but it's true that you probably just pull it out of your booster pack, put it aside.
Yes, we're used to tokens not being worth much. There's some exceptions, like the Beast from Shouts of Valara, and apparently this one, which I also didn't know but found out.
How much is it?
2.5 euros.
You know what? For a card that you probably just put in your bargain bin in your box, you could have many of these.
If you ever have like a token or leftover shaft or like any random piles, if you have this, it's incredible. It's just so easy to look over.
Even if you just go through your box and you did a lot of Master 25 draft or opening boxes like some people do, you might find like 10 euro just laying around that you would have never used because you're not making 0/1 kobolds anytime soon.
Do you know the land that does this?
No.
So it's like a land that for tapping makes this token. 2 mana, tap the token. A lot of the times when you have tokens, you're restricted to a card that makes the token, right? So when you say you have something that makes 1 copy of a token, you need 1 token. This time is repeatable. So people don't have 1, they have like 5.
Yeah, because they'll create multiple over the game.
So if you
when
find
they go to buy
multiples
it,
of those, they actually get more
you
expensive.
can actually sell them like as a playset.
Exactly.
Right? So this is your favorite.
This is my favorite
What's the one
because-
that somehow sneaks in front of it, but is not your favorite?
So this one is what I think is the most accessible, the most reasonable that people have or still have. It's always surprising to me how something that probably people have a lot of lying around, and it's Muddle the Mixture.
I mean, I know this card, right? This is the bad counter spell that you can transmute.
It's restrictive, yeah, bad. Not
Yeah, by bad, if it was just this, it would be
wouldn't.
bad. If
No.
you took out the transmute, but with the transmute, it's good.
Yeah.
Because you see it in combo decks a lot, right? In wacky combo decks.
And I think like back then also Ravnica was a well-drafted set, so
Yeah.
there are a lot of copies of it. And
So this is a common. I didn't realize. You know what? If you asked me off the top of my head, say is Muddle the Mixture what rarity is, I would have said uncommon or probably rare.
I mean, rare is a bit stretched.
It's a weird one. I don't know, a counter spell that can transmute.
I remember like boxes of this, like because I drafted a set a lot. It was a very good draft set, and people forget about this easily. And then you find like, not kidding, 10, 20 copies of this because it's a common and was also fairly okay back then. You played it in some of the standard decks. So one of those copies is 2 euros. 2.
Wow, for a common. So this is the kind of thing that if someone was playing a lot, has a bunch of boxes of cards around, and like we all do, because we shed bulk cards, we're like, oh, I'm gonna get rid of this, put this on, I don't know, Cardmarket or Facebook Marketplace. We do have bulk on Cardmarket, but I don't know, even just like a random Facebook Marketplace find where you go, you look through, and you could find a bunch of Muddle the Mixtures.
Yes. If you even look through like other people's like common garbage, you know, what they assess this is easily there because people got this and then maybe sold it, traded it away for something because it's not worth it then.
Once again, if I saw this in my bulk commons, if I'm going like, oh, what should I put online? What should I be selling? And I cross this, I would not consider pulling it out and checking the price.
Yeah, you would look at it and say like, okay, maybe it's like 20, 50 cents or something.
Yeah. Well, Thoralf, we've learned a lot.
There's so many more.
Comment if you found any of the cards surprising, but especially if you like this, Thoralf says there's a lot more cards. So we can do more top 5 surprisingly expensive cards. If you comment and sub, especially. If you look at the channel a year ago, there was not a lot of nice stuff on it. Our cameras are crap. We didn't have this nice neon sign. It's a nice neon sign. So if you can, show your support. It costs you nothing to click sub. All it means is you see Thoralf explaining magic facts every once in a while when you scroll down on your subscription feed. But Thoralf, thank you.
Well, see you in the next one.
All right.